Okay, we live in a world where I do not have are kind of common constructs socially, like spoken and written. So I thought I would do the kind of a negation of that. So I'm going to cover some things I have not done. And the goal for myself, this is like an exercise in self-restraint, is when I talk about these, not to flip it and start talking about something I have done that's similar, rather to talk about the thing I have not done, and then if there was a situation or something that was close to the thing I have not done, then describing that so that it might be helpful in understanding. So this is kind of an exercise for like writing, but kind of speaking. So the first thing on this is it's not quite, the construct I have not blank does not quite work, so I'm going to adjust it slightly to, I'll keep it. I have not France. So everybody, I have found that most people have like countries, not necessarily people, like I know wonderful French people. Not all French people are wonderful. This is like about the country specifically. There's like, I have not been to like the country, kind of thing. Like, just like, there's no passport stamp, or scan or stuff like that. So in that sense, I have not been to France. This is just like one of those quirks that most people have. At least a handful of countries that for whatever reason they're like, you know what, I just don't like this country. I have not France. This is one of those countries. This is kind of like my strongest, like I'm so happy. I have not France in my family tree. And that is not something I want. Like, I have not France, and I have zero desire to go to the country, and I just have not France. It's just like one of those things that I'm like, no please, no thank you. Alright, so that's one of my quirks. I think I have not taken an IQ test. I have not. So by not taking one, that's technically like refusing one. So I have not an IQ. It's some people treat 0 as not a number. So I have not an IQ, which would mean my IQ is 0. Like written like this because this in certain contexts is treated as not a number. So I have not an IQ. I have not taken an IQ test. I have not read, and I'm probably going to spell this wrong. Oh, it was like, read the Scarlett Letter, spelled something like that, I think it's Russian, I don't know. People were like fangirling over this and fanboying over this in high school. The Scarlett Letter. I have no idea who it's written by. No. I have no desire to look up who it's written by. I have not. People tended to classify it as like on par with or part of Russian literature. I don't actually know if it is. I don't know the Russian literature either. I have not an understanding of Russian literature. I have not. Psychology, and I like really mean that. Like, I have not taken a class. I have, and this like is upwards acting. So like I have not psychology, and I have not dabbled in research. I have not taken a course in it, stuff like that. Become educated on like psychology itself, and this carries upwards. So I have not psychiatry either. Definitely not psychiatry. No. This is, so like when people say psychology terms, it's like, just next two. So I have not gone cliff diving. Came close, but not really. My friends and I were in South Africa, and there was a cliff, and there was like a zip line. So this is like trying to explain it with a close example where I have not done something. And there was a cliff where we could jump off. And they actually came up again later when I was living in South Africa. There were 2 opportunities, and I passed on both of them, of just jumping off a cliff into water below. I was like, that's crazy. No. And they even had like a zip line where you could hold onto the zip line and you jumped off the cliff and then rode the zip line down and then let go into the water. I didn't even do that. Yeah, it looked fun. I was like, never me. I have not. This next one's kind of similar. Been on a diving platform. And I mean, so I've had the opportunity and I have not taken it. This means like not even a foot on the ladder. So these are like 3 meters to 10 meters tall. So like roughly like 10 to over 30 feet tall. Roughly. And I have not been on one. I've had the opportunity. I competed in water polo tournaments and matches at the King County Aquatic Center, and they have diving platforms there. And like there's ladders that one can climb and go up to them. I have not done that. It's not, oddly enough, a fear of heights for me. It's a fear of like, if I actually did that, I would be that person who would like climb the ladder to the 10-meter one, look down, be like, that's really far down, and then like lie down and hug the platform and kiss the platform and be like, I love the platform, and then climb back down the ladder. I just like, no. And like, hell no. And like, I'm not about, like, I have not been on one, and I'm not about to jump off one. Why? Nothing to do with the fear of falling. I think that part of it would actually be really fun. It's about, I was on a 1-meter springboard diving board, and I tried to do a flip off the diving board, and I landed on my back, and it really hurt. And I was like, I cannot imagine that from a diving platform, like 30 feet in the air, landing on your back, splat, like, just no. And then so that's the first part, and then the second part is I struggled at reaching the 12 feet bottom of the pool, and diving wells, like for these platforms, divers go down like 12, 15 feet into the water, and so they're actually 17 feet deep, and we had to compete in water polo in the diving well, and like people would go down, and like I just couldn't do it. I was too afraid to go to the 17 feet bottom of the diving well and come back up. And so I'd be afraid of not having enough air to make it back to the surface of the water once diving in. So for me, it's oddly enough, has nothing to do with the fall, and everything to do with how one hits the water and how one gets back to the surface to breathe once one has entered the water after the fall or the dive or whatever. So that's why not for me. This is like kind of a random one. I have not registered to vote, not ever registered to vote as part of a political party in the United States of America. So this is like an interesting one because I live in Washington State, and in my lifetime, since I've been able to vote, good night, Dad! Sweet dreamies, I love you! Don't let the bed bugs bite! The my dad. He's going to bed, so I'm yelling. I was trying to get this done before we went to bed. Okay, so in my state, Washington State, we're not allowed to register to vote in my lifetime, since I've been able to vote with a political party. So I have not, and then the one other state I've lived in, or I could register to vote with a political party, I chose not to, and that was California. So I have not actually ever been a part of a political party in the United States of America, and I am 29 years old. I have not surfed in Hawaii. I lived there for almost 3 years. And what did well, okay, yeah, I was gonna turn that into I have. So I caught myself. So we're just gonna end it short and sweet on that one. I guess this is kind of related. I have not been to, this is a really random one, to Veterans, I had to write it down, Memorial Aquatics, oh no, Aquatic Park in Waipahu, Hawaii. So that's just like north of Honolulu. I have ridden past here on the bus and had it pointed out to me as I was riding on the bus past this place, but I have not actually ever set foot at this place or been to this place. I don't know what the other form of that would be like hand gliding over. I have not been. Okay, sorry, I said I have ridden the bus pass, but I have not been, and how do I rephrase that as I have not taken the opportunity when it arose to go to the pool. There, that's a good one. Okay. I have not had my own dog. And that's not even close. Thought about it in California, but they didn't have places. Well, it was too hard to find a place. It was hard to find a place that allowed dogs. So, no. I have not had my own cat. So, I have not had my own dog and I have not had my own cat. And then the last one, a really simple one. I have not had candy since I got my fillings. My bite's not the same. My teeth aren't the same. I'm in a little bit of an adjustment period, so I've not had candy. I think I won't eat things like brittles again, like at least not with how they are my teeth are right now. Like I might come around on it and stuff, but like there's some stuff that I might not be eating again, but I would guess I eat candy.